This is a final preview video for the Coffee Wizard Android application. The purpose of this application is to help the user brew their perfect cup of coffee. So to start, we have the home screen. From this screen, the user has four main options that they can select. The first option in the upper left is the brew button. This button shows all of the brews that the user has created in the past, their recent brews, and any favorite brews they may have made. The dial-in screen allows the user to start a brand new brew by selecting the parameters relating to their brew, and it gives them the time and instructions from there of how to perfectly brew that cup of coffee. The FAQ screen answers some frequently asked questions about the coffee brewing process and the different parameters that are used in order to calculate the brew time. The website button is a link to the website that opens the Uncommon Coffee Roasters website in the phone's browser. From here, the user can buy more coffee or buy other supplies used in the brewing process. So to start off, we're going to go with the dial-in screen. This would be the first screen that users would probably use when they first open the application. From here, the user selects all of the parameters relating to their brew. They select the type of brewing method that they're going to use. So for this example, we're going to go with the V60. After that, they choose how much coffee they want to brew. This is the resulting amount of coffee that they're going to have. This corresponds to the coffee weight, which is the amount of coffee grounds they're going to need in order to brew this amount of coffee. So for example, if they want to brew 300 grams of coffee, they would need to have 19 grams of coffee grounds. The user also selects the coffee density, which is explained in the FAQ page as to how to determine the coffee density of their selected beans. So from this screen, once you've listed in all of the parameters, hitting the brew button brings the user to the timer screen. The timer screen is how the user will know the different steps for the brewing process. We have all of the instructions appearing in the top portion of the brewing screen. We'll go ahead and start it now with the timer in the middle. The timer lowers, and at the very start it tells you first you need to bloom 20 grams of coffee. The instruction changes based on what the user needs to do and disappears when the user should have that completed. If you close out the application or minimize it, there are notifications that are used in order to keep the user updated on the status of their brew. We hear the update sound, and then the user can pull down here and see, oh, from here I need to pour to 100 grams. This helps the user to brew while they're outside of the application. Clicking on the notification reopens the application right at the time that the user is currently at. From here, the user can observe the time. The screen does flash whenever a new instruction pops up so that the user can have it in their peripheral vision to use. When the user gets close to the completed brew time, the screen flashes green to indicate that they are close to being done. If the user waits too long, they are informed that the coffee may be overbrewed if they did not complete the brew in time. From here, the user can consult the FAQ to figure out what they may have done wrong. So from here, we can hit the Done button, which brings you back to the home page. Now that we've created a brew, we can go to the brew screen. This screen holds all of the recent brews that have been done, as well as any favorited brews. Right now, we don't have any favorited brews. From this screen, however, the user can click on the brew button, which will essentially enter all the parameters that the user would have selected on the dial screen and sends it to the timer screen and displays the correct timer for that particular brew. The user can also on this screen favorite the brew. When they click the heart icon, they are prompted to enter a name. They can choose any name that they want that describes the brew. Hitting OK favorites that brew. If we switch tabs, we see the brew that we just named is right here in a collapsible list. By expanding the list, we can see essentially the same information that we have for the recent brews. From here, we can start the brew again by opening up a new timer, or unfavorite the brew. When the user tries to unfavorite a brew, we want to make sure that the user does not accidentally unfavorite a brew, so we prompt them, are you sure that you want to delete this brew? By clicking no, it remains as a favorite. If they click yes, the brew is no longer a favorite and will no longer show up in the favorites screen. The next component of the Coffee Wizard app is the FAQ screen. The FAQ screen shows a variety of information relating to the brewing process. It tells you information about different types of grinders, different types of coffee bean, coffee density, water quality, and any information that is important to the brewing process. The user can skip around the page by using the pull-out drawer to hop to different parts of the FAQ page. The FAQ is also accessible from any page in the app using the settings list. Clicking here brings up the FAQ page. Also in the settings list, there is an About Us page. This page has just a little blurb about the Uncommon Coffee Roasters Company. There's also a link to a Contact Us page. The Contact Us page has links to all of the various social media of Uncommon Coffee Roasters. You can access their Facebook, Twitter, etc. from here in order to follow them and get updates about any information about their company. There's also a link for the user to call if they have any questions about coffee or anything of that nature. We can click the Back to Homepage link to get us right back to the homepage. The website link is fairly straightforward and just takes the user to the Uncommon Coffee Roasters website. And that's it for all of the features of the Coffee Wizard Android application.